Hi, I'm Polly Crowninshield, and today I'm going to show you how to make fresh yogurt. We're going to make it with non-homogenized whole milk because really what could be better? And the first thing we're going to do is put it in a double boiler and heat it up to 185 degrees. When you're making yogurt, you can make 2 cups, a quart, which is what we're making here today. You could make 2 quarts. You could even make a whole gallon. It all just depends on what container you have for keeping it at a certain temperature. We're going to use a yogurt maker today, but you could use a thermos chest like this, or just a regular wide-mouth thermos. Anything that will keep the temperature of the yogurt at a pretty steady 110 degrees for 4+ hours. So what we did was we brought this up to 185 degrees. Now we're cooling it down to 112 degrees. After we get it to that temperature, we're then going to inoculate it with a yogurt starter. And there's 2 different ways of doing that. You can get a packet of freeze-dried yogurt starter online. You could just Google fermented products and you'll get all sorts of different places that sell these products. Or you could go and buy a plain yogurt, and you want one that's absolutely plain that says that it has live active cultures in it. For our purposes today, I'm going to use this little Stonyfield Yo Baby because it's pure. So now we're going to inoculate our milk, which we have brought up to 185 and now reduced down to 112 degrees. I'm going to do it with 4 ounces of yogurt, but I've noticed, looking at different recipes, that some call for 2 tablespoons, some call for a half a cup or a cup. And so I think that you really have to experiment yourself and see what you like. I'm using a half a cup of yogurt to 1 quart of whole milk. And you want to mix it in really well. You don't want little clumps of yogurt floating around in your milk. And so now we've really done all the work that's involved in this. We're just going to pour it into a quart container and put it in a place where it can stay at a temperature of about between 100 and 110 for 4 to 6 hours. This little yogurt maker is sort of an insulator, and it maintains a constant temperature of about 100 degrees. And I find it works kind of well because I can put all sorts of different size containers in. I could use 2 pint-sized containers, or I could use 2 glass pint-sized containers, or a whole bunch of little jars I can use, or this one big jar. So I really like it. It's a European thing that works well. As soon as it has gelled, as it were, you want to get it in the refrigerator, because if you let it stay at that higher temperature, what will happen is eventually it will separate into sort of whey and curds, and that's not attractive. It still tastes fine. It does tend to get sourer the longer you wait. The reason yogurt actually gels is sort of interesting. What happens is I've inoculated it with bacteria that are going to produce lactic acid as a byproduct of their eating the lactase sugar in the milk. And so then the milk begins to have an acidic environment. And what happens in an acidic environment is the milk proteins then change their shape. And when they change their shape, that's when the gelling takes place. So that is the process. So here's a pint of yogurt that's all finished. And I think the best way to eat yogurt is with fresh fruit. And right now we have fresh peaches, fresh blueberries, and some people, if they're lucky, can find raspberries still. So what I like to do is put the yogurt in a bowl. That's quite a lot, but I like it. And then you can just add some blueberries, or you could take a peach and cut it up. How good is that? Now we'll just add a few blueberries. And really, I think we have a breakfast, dessert, lunch, dinner fit for a king.